Hey YouTube, how you guys doing? Yes, I am a day late. I realize this and I do apologize. You were all looking for the Sunday video update on Sunday. Well, it's preempted. I was very busy yesterday. I was in Eaton Rapids at a birthday party for a warrior brother. Had a wonderful day yesterday. My name is Jared Fuller. Today is Monday, June 11th, 2018. I'm so glad you could join me for another week of the Sunday video update. Anyway, although we are now preempted to Monday, there are some things to go over. Yesterday was very, very fun. I got to meet another warrior sister named Elena at Caleb's birthday party, which was really super cool. We had a picture taken together, and I also saw some old friends, got to make some new friends. It was a lot of fun. I got to the park at 11 o'clock at Howe Field in Eaton Rapids. I was the first one there. I always want to start things early enough to make sure that the decorations and everything's going to be there on time. It didn't start till 2, but I wanted to make sure I got there early enough because I didn't know, first of all, I didn't know how traffic was going to be. I didn't know if there were going to be any construction zones that were going to slow down or tie up traffic. And I wanted to make sure that we got a pavilion. So everything worked out fine as planned. So I got, again, like I said, I got to meet Elena. She's a warrior sister. She gets seen by Dr. Scott, Dr. Guerra, 2 of my 3 oncologists. And I feel a sneeze coming on, so allergy season is in full swing. So if I sneeze or cough throughout the duration of this video, please bear with me. My allergies have been flaring up, and they are just very, very much a nuisance. I don't like allergy season at all. But anyway, back to yesterday's story. I got to meet a lady named Peggy, who she helps homeless people. She does all kinds of charity work. She is such a very nice lady. I had the opportunity of meeting her yesterday, and now we are friends. We're connected, so everything's good. Upcoming plans, on the 16th, I will be in St. Clair, Michigan for a benefit for Olivia Marks. She has DIPG brain tumor, unfortunately. On the 17th, the next day, I am expected to be in Owasso at my cousin Colin's open house. Now, the cancer-free party on the 23rd in Davison has been postponed to a later date and time and during the summer. But on the 21st, I have been invited out to Grand Haven, Michigan for a fundraiser for the little boy that you got to see in the video that I posted last Thursday, where I was at the hospital visiting him and all the Star Wars characters have come in. They're having a benefit for him at the Pizza Hut in Grand Haven, and I'll be all the way over there, all the way on the west side of the state, southwest of Grand Rapids, so it's quite a ways out. I'll be there. And of course on July 29th, and I think last week I said June 29th, I misspoke. It's July 29th. I will be in Sandusky, Ohio, to meet up with a warrior brother named Finn and to have dinner with his family. Lots going on. And of course, don't forget GuideStar.org at the bottom of your screen. Yes, it is GuideStar.org, where you will find information about legitimate 501c3 nonprofit organizations and LLCs. So you are not being duped out of money and giving your money to strangers for their own personal benefit and gain, which happens quite frequently in the childhood cancer community. If you are not sure about a legitimate nonprofit or LLC, GuideStar.org is the website to check out. I will endorse it forever and a day, and if this were Sunday, it would be another Sunday, or at least twice on Sunday, that I would be endorsing it. But today's Monday, and it's a new day. So yes, GuideStar.org, check it out, and it's tied in with the Internal Revenue Service, so if there's no matching documents regarding a particular name of a page and they claim to be a 501c3 or an LLC, and you go to GuideStar, check it out, do your information, and oh, well, I'm not seeing any matching documents. Well, you know what that tells you? They're not legitimate! Ding, 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 ding! So, That's why I push it. That's why I make GuideStar.org known to everyone who watches my channel and my videos. As for me, my personal health, I need to get in to see my doctor. I am battling depression. A lot of people don't know this, but I have been procrastinating on setting up an appointment with my family doctor because of the attached stigma that ties in correlation with mental health, and I haven't been very vocal about it, not at least to my friends outside of the internet or away from the internet. But for those of you who are my friends and those of you who are watching, I have been battling depression. I can feel it inside of myself, and it's very hard to explain if you have never felt anything in that way, which I would imagine that a lot of people have felt depression. Depression is very, very pervasive in our culture and our society. I can't speak for all cultures and all societies, but I can speak for the American culture and the American society, that depression and anxiety and stress and bipolar and all these other mental disorders are pervasive. I've been battling depression for a long time, and underneath all the smiles and the jokes and the laughs, I'm battling something within myself. And I really need to get that taken care of. And because a friend of mine had pointed out, and she is a friend that I'm going to be meeting on the 29th. It's the Warrior's mom. She brought this very, very interesting and amazing spot on point to the table. She says, Jared, she says, you are loved by people. You may not feel it every day. You may not hear it every day. You may not see it every day, but people love you. And in order to be the best advocate and the best person you can be for everybody else, you have to be the best person you can be for yourself first. And I couldn't agree more. But I'm a bit of a procrastinator, and because, like I said, of the attached stigma that ties in corroboration with mental health, that is the reason that I have decided to not get into the doctor as quickly as I would have liked. But I really need to make an appointment with my family doctor to see if I can get put back on some kind of a med. I was taking Zoloft for bipolar disorder, but I can feel a depression. It's not just bipolar. It's not just stress. It's not just anxiety. It is depression. I mean, there's days when I just don't want to leave my bedroom. And there's days when I don't want to leave home. And there's days when I don't feel like writing a poem or writing in my journal. I don't like to engage with anyone or to engage in any hobby or activity that I've always loved. And journal writing, many of you know me, journal writing has been my life since I was 13 years old. And even that has gone out the window, where I've just lost interest, and it's the stress and the depression and the anxiety, but mainly the depression. It just prevents you, and it takes away your interests. Depression blacks out all of that, and I have been dealing with a lot of that, where I just have no interest, no desire in writing or doing anything that makes me happy, or even venturing out into the world, although I have to. And I'm not saying necessarily that it's the people that I meet. It's not that at all. I have been battling depression for a long time. I've been a fighter since I was 2 years old. I'm not engaging in hyperbole there, at least I don't think I am. But since I was 2 years old, I've been fighting. I've been fighting to live. I've been fighting to be loved. I've been fighting to have friends. I've been fighting my entire life. And it gets so emotionally taxing and draining and overwhelming. It gets to be too much to handle. I don't really like to particularly talk to my friends about this kind of situation with me battling depression, because they have enough of their own crap to deal with on their own plate, and I don't want to be an extra added burden to them. But I will get it taken care of. If I have to take a med, I'll take a med. I'm not a big fan of medicine, but That's why it's there, to help and to to aid and assist in our ailing health, whether it be physical or mental. And speaking of mental health, we did have a couple of celebrities commit suicide last week. Kate Spade, she was a fashion designer, and Anthony Bourdain, who was a chef. And these were amazingly talented people. And again, like I said, underneath the smiles and the laughs and the jokes, they were battling something deep within that nobody had known about. And at least I'm being vocal enough to tell everybody, my viewers and my friends, family, whoever's watching this, that I am battling depression. I need the help. I need to get in and see a doctor. Now, my haters, of course, they're going to use this to their advantage and say, aha, I knew there was something about that Jared Fuller that wasn't right. Well, having depression doesn't make you not right. If you're battling depression and you realize that it's a problem and you want to take care of the problem, and being willing enough to share it openly and publicly with your friends and the people who love you enough to watch your videos and listen to what you have to say, that speaks volumes. There's no problem. The only problem is the one that you battle, the problem that you deal with, the problem at hand. So there's nothing like bad wrong with me in a bad way. It's just depression is not good. And I'm doing, or at least I'm going to try to do what I need to do in order to alleviate that problem. And in order, like I said, or like my friend said, rather, in order for me to be the best person I can be to everybody else, I have to work on being the best person I can be for myself first. And she knows who she is, and I love her for that, and I love her. She's like one of my coolest friends I've ever had. Good Pepsi. That's my favorite choice of drink. Yeah, so, I mean, I've got that going on. But, like I said, I also have events coming up as well, and I'm going to try to stay focused on the positive and just continue to do what I do. And I will set up an appointment with my family doctor and see what he can do for me, see what he says. Oh boy, yeah, there's a lot to talk about, a lot to go over. There's actually a recurring problem that has been going on now for quite some time, and I've been getting emails from people. People have been contacting me privately. Now, it has to do with an old problem, which I don't even feel comfortable talking about this problem because I want the problem to go away. But it's not going away, not at least in the way that I would hope. It's in a nutshell. I'm not getting into specifics, but in a nutshell, it's people on Facebook who believe everything they're told. That's always going to be a problem, I think. And after telling that person off privately, I don't think I'll ever be hearing from them again. Because I have no time for dishonest people, and I've made that abundantly and perfectly clear in the email. When I was on Facebook, I made that clear on Facebook. I have no time at all for dishonest people. And if you're going to come at me with dishonesty, I'm going to call you out on your dishonesty each and every single time. So be prepared. I don't have a problem with people emailing me to say whatever they need to say. That's why my email address can be found in the About tab section of my YouTube channel. I will reach back if you reach out to me. But I'll be damned if I'm going to sit there and put up with nonsensical crap about, oh, well, Jared supposedly said this or done this, or I've seen the screenshots. And when you make a claim that you've seen screenshots, be prepared for me to demand or request evidence to your claim. Now, the last person who made the claim that I was being inappropriate or whatever the case may be, I held their feet to the fire and I said, well, if you're going to make a claim, you better be prepared with some proof. Otherwise, you're just a high schooler who likes to spread drama and trouble among people who did nothing wrong. Well, I've seen the screenshots, but I'm not obliged to show you. You're not obliged to show me. How clever. Then shut the hell up and go away. I mean, if you're going to come at me and be stupid and dishonest, and when I hold your feet to the fire and say, well, you better show me some evidence or some proof, and you feel like you're not obliged to show me that proof, although you've seen it, then you're being dishonest. And I'm going to spot it right away. So please, don't come at me and be stupid anymore, because I will call you out each and every single time until I see some kind of evidence that shows where I was supposedly being inappropriate somewhere. It doesn't happen. I've never been appropriate with anyone in my entire life on the internet or away from the internet, especially to children, because I know there's kids that use Facebook and social media, but I have never one time been appropriate with anybody. Now, I will say, and this very well could be the case, what some people are referring to, but it's not in the same group of people that these claims are coming from, because a lot of the claims are coming from the child cancer community where I supposedly said something inappropriate. I have no idea, because I know I never did say anything inappropriate, and every time I ask for the evidence, they have nothing to show me. Not one person has been able to show me any kind of evidence, and they say that they're not obliged to do so, which you are. You definitely are if you're making the claim. The burden of proof is on you, not me. But anyway, I've also had, I did get irate with one of the moms in the acting world. I did. But, and it's a big but, you people don't see both sides to an argument. What did that person say to me that set me off? You will never hear that from anyone who tries to deflect. They will never admit to their own mistakes, or they will never admit what they said or what they did that set me off. I don't randomly generally get irate with people on any kind of social media, even if it is email. But if you're going to try to make me look like a bad guy, you better be prepared to show both sides of a story, and you sure as hell better be prepared to answer questions. Because I can assure you that I have a lot of friends, even on social media, who will be more than willing to back me up on things. And a lot of my friends have brains, and they're smart enough to say, you know what? I haven't seen anything come from Jared, and if you're coming at me, telling me all these nasty, horrible things about Jared, then why don't you show me some proof where Jared had actually said or done something wrong to you? And I want to see both sides of the story. It hasn't happened yet. The only thing that's really happened is people like to believe things for no good reason, or if they claim that they've seen some kind of evidence, they will hide behind Facebook to talk smack about me and anybody else that they want to talk smack about. This is one of the reasons why I don't like social media, because it is a sandbox for gossip, and there are no consequences or penalties to be had when people are spreading rumors about you, slandering you, saying and doing things that they should never be doing in the first place. It is a colossal bag of crap. And I mean, it's one of the main reasons why so many people disassociate and disengage social media, because it is a load of garbage. Now, when I see people in person and I treat them nicely, I treat them kindly, I would much rather engage with people one-on-one, face-to-face. Now, yesterday when I was at Caleb's party, I did a lot of engaging one-on-one with people face-to-face. I talk with a lot of people. A lot of people even knew me and I didn't even know them. They come up to me and said, "Oh, you're that Jared Fuller guy. Yeah, I've heard about you. I've heard a lot of wonderful things about you. It's a pleasure." And we shake hands and we carry on conversation. I was surrounded by lots of wonderful people yesterday, and they know better. And there are people, not only in the childhood cancer community, but friends of people affected by childhood cancer. But I also have actor friends, people in the entertainment industry, and friends of people in the entertainment industry who also know better. I have friends and people of my friends who know better. They have seen me and they've heard me, and they know who I am. They see what I do. They know what I'm about. So anytime I get this kind of stuff thrown at me where people are being nasty in email or otherwise, and I propose a request for evidence, and they say, "Well, we're not obliged to show you evidence," then you're being dishonest, and no one should listen to you. "Well, I saw the screenshots. So if you saw it, then why don't you show me? Email it to me. Instead of shooting off at your mouth, why don't you actually show proof to back up your claim?" And I can almost assure you all and guarantee all of you that it's when I say much love. That's it. I always say much love to my friends. Always. I have never one time in any way, shape, or form said anything that was suggestive or sexual or perverted anywhere on Facebook or Twitter or anywhere else I've been. Not even on YouTube here. I've never said anything inappropriate that is in any way, shape, or form perverted or sexual or otherwise. I don't think that way, although I do have lots of female friends that I find attractive, but when I say much love, that doesn't automatically mean that I want to sleep with them. It's all about the substance of the words that I use. I say much love to my friends and family. That's unconditional love. And good grief, I should not have to explain the context behind words that I use. I think it boils down to nothing short of retaliation from my haters, the people who hate me, the people who come here to listen to what I have to say, and they thumbs down all my videos just to be spiteful assholes. Meanwhile, I actually have friends out there who know me, and they know what I'm about, and they know that I wouldn't hurt anything or anyone. So anytime someone says, "Jared, you were being inappropriate and you said this and that," and when I ask for evidence, you better show me something. Otherwise, go away. Just leave me alone. Exit that way. I want nothing to do with dishonest people. I don't. But anyway, that's my rant for this week. And I'm trying very hard to be civil with people. I know a lot of the time it doesn't sound like I'm being very civil or too civil or maybe not civil enough with people. But I try so hard to be civil with everyone and to treat everyone with the same amount of respect. But you have to. That's a two-way street. Respect isn't given, it's earned. And I have earned the respect of a lot of people. And I would never in a million years say or do anything inappropriate that I know would tarnish a friendship. I'm just not that kind of a person. There's just no way that's going to happen. Not now, not ever. But it's something I've wanted to talk about for a very long time. And I'm not one of those people who thinks in the way that most people would think. Now, if those people are saying that I'm being inappropriate or dirty, perverted, sexual, whatever, so by rights, that falls on their heads, because what they interpret it as is actually not what I mean. Their interpretations of context of words that I use, it's incorrect. They are believing this, I think, because they either want to believe it or they've had enough people say things to them that now they just write it off as inappropriate. Well, I'm not one of those people that you think I am. I love my friends to the extent that I'm loyal to them. It has nothing to do with sex or anything like that, which is what most people think in this day and age. They think that whenever they see the word love, there's some kind of hidden sexual innuendo associated with it, because you can read between the lines, or you can, comb through what he means when he says much love. Well, I'm not gay, or it has nothing to do with sex. The way people think anymore today is absolutely juvenile, which is why we are in deep shit as a society, as a culture, because everything in the world revolves around sex. Most everything in our culture is sexual, and it's arousing, and it's everything that is done in accordance with adult pleasure. When I say much love, all I'm saying is that I love my friends unconditionally to the extent of my loyalty to them as a friend, and I love my friends. I don't see anything wrong with that. And I'm sure those same people tell their friends all the time that they love them. So how much of hypocrites are they to go around and say that I'm being perverted and sexual, when they in fact are also using words that can be easily twisted and injected with incorrect and disgusting context? See, it goes both ways. It's not just, it's only wrong when Jared says it, but it's okay when I say it. Well, you're a buffoon, and nobody should care what you have to say or what you think. But anyway, that's pretty much the brunt of my thoughts for this week. I've been wanting to talk about that for quite some time, and I'm glad that I used this opportunity to do it, because I think there's people who really need to be aware of what's going on. And if you are one of those people who have ever accused me of saying anything inappropriate on social media, I want to see evidence of that. Email me. Don't pass it around to your friends in secret, or our mutual friends in secret, and say, well, you should block him because look what he said, or you should not have emails from him anymore, or talk to him anymore because look what he said here. Well, I can assure you, and I can assure you, that there is nothing perverted or twisted or sick going on. Nothing at all. There's just not. I don't know of any other way to say it. Other than, I hope you will believe me when I tell you that there is nothing sick or twisted going on. It's retaliation. It's because I spoke up about an individual. Now, this is the childhood cancer community side of this argument. It's because I spoke up about a fraud. Because I told him how much of a sleazebag he is, and all of his little fleet of cockroaches attacked me on social media when I had. So, that's really what it is. Well, Jared, he really is nasty. Well, I'm not nasty. I just said something about someone that you didn't like. That doesn't qualify as being some kind of a predator. You're friends with the predator. Someone who preys on the emotions and the vulnerability of parents, that's predatory. I don't do that. I'm the childhood cancer survivor / advocate who says, look, I've been through that. I know what childhood cancer is, and I'm here for you for emotional support. And anytime you need someone to talk to, I'm here because I understand. Um, and that's really all it is. And when I say much love, I'm implementing, just unconditional love and loyalty and family and empathy and compassion, just like a family would. Because it is kind of like a family when you think about it. Childhood Cancer is as a community that was involuntarily organized by a very harsh and very critical terminal disease. It's not a club that I wanted to be a member of, but undoubtedly I am in terms of a long-term survivor of childhood cancer. I am still a member of this community, and even when there's people who say, we want you to go away, well, I can't go away because I can't erase history. I can't say that I never went through that, because I certainly did. There's no changing it. There's no turning back the hands of time to redo my life over. It is what it is, permanently, forever and always. So, it is what it is. I'm not a scamming snake and a leech like you-know-who, who's been doing this for years. I mean, he's been out there enjoying paid vacations across this country, and I have a huge problem with that because he's using children to do it. He's using sick kids to do it and to put money in his pocket. And I will never be okay with that. Thus, the reason I share GuideStar.org. I endorse that, and I support it 110 million%. People need to be exposed, and those who are unaware need to be aware. And depressed or not depressed, I'm not going to shut up about this. Until things change, I'm not going to be quiet. I'm going to be very vocal. Because there's people out there who are in serious trouble with this disease. And we don't need people using childhood cancer to showboat and to act as if they need to be number one, which happens all the time. If you are a person whose child is newly diagnosed, I'm not going to say welcome to the club, because there's nothing joyous about this club. There's nothing entertaining or funny or exciting about this journey other than when it ends. That's probably the only exciting point, when it ends on a happy, positive note. But you're going to find that there are people who are using this to elevate their ego. They're doing this for the fame, the notoriety, the press, the popularity. Personally, I survived it, so that's all I need. I don't need to be Mr. Popularity or Mr. Ego, ego, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not Mr. Egotistic. I don't care about being number one. I care about putting my story out there and telling other families that I am no stranger to this, and if you need me, please don't be afraid to reach out to me. Because I'm going to be here for you. And that's family and love and understanding are basically the three main principles of my advocacy. They are the cornerstones of advocacy that I try to implement. And I've been an advocate since 2013, and there's been times when I've wanted to throw in the towel and just say, forget it, I'm done, I can't do it anymore. But there's always a reason for me to keep coming back. And I come back with the best of intentions, and I just want people to know that I care. So I've been here for a little while. I guess I should wrap this up and get on with the rest of the day. But anyway, I wanted to thank you all for watching. I love you so much. Caleb, if you're watching this, I love you so much, buddy. It was so fun to hang out with you yesterday. And Connor, if you're watching this, I wanted to say much love to you, and I can't wait to see you again. It was so awesome to get to meet you on Thursday, and I will be seeing you on the 21st in Grand Haven. Hopefully you're not in the hospital by then, because I know Connor's been in and out of the hospital. I think he was discharged this afternoon. He was in there for 5 extra days. And so I hope everything works out for everyone. I hope all of you have a wonderful rest of the week. I know I've got plans, I've got things to do, and I will check you all later. And like I said, next week I should be back at the original location in my living room. Same Jared time, same Jared Bear channel. Or yeah, same Bear time, same Bear channel. That's what I wanted to say. So I'm out of here, guys. Much love to all of you. Mwah. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again soon. And peace.